Kingston Derby Girls recognizes that gender is a construction and is not decided by the physical or chemical makeup of our bodies. We welcome all players who identify primarily as women. Skaters who identify as neither a man nor a woman can be members if they were assigned female sex at birth. KDG makes every attempt to provide league members with as open and inclusive space as possible. Transphobia is considered harassment and will not be tolerated in KDG.
What does equality mean? Trans individuals should not be subject to being forced to disclose any more information than cis members. This is why we choose not to require that trans skaters disclose medical records, as some leagues do. Unless we are going to ask each member of the league to provide medical records of hormone levels, we won't require a trans individual to disclose their status. If you're a lady, you're a lady. No questions asked.
We understand that not every individual chooses to use hormones, and that is their personal decision, which we as a league do not need to know. Even if a person does not want to disclose anything about their bodies, other than that they identify as a woman, they're still welcome to play roller derby as a member of KDG.
We do not force any particular group to prove themselves in a way that might marginalize them. Not only does this privilege people who may pass as women, but it also makes all of us feel like we have to conform to the standard gender stereotypes. This league upholds values of equality, empowerment, and inclusion, and we feel like this must apply to all members of the league.
Anatomical or biological sex. The physical structure of one's reproductive organs that determines sex at birth. What's between your legs?
Gender identity. It's one's innermost thoughts of how they identify as male, female, both, or neither. It's what's in their head.
Construction. A perception of an individual, group, or idea that is constructed or created in society or cultural practice. Gender is a construction.
Gender normative, cisgendered, or cis. This is somebody who feels comfortable with the gender they were assigned to at birth.
Transgender, or trans, is an umbrella term for people whose gender identity, expression, or behavior is different from those typically associated with the sex that they were assigned to at birth. This term includes, but is not limited to, transsexual,
Cross-dressers, androgynous people,
genderqueers,
and gender non-conforming people.
Very much consider trans women to be a woman, so I don't really see it as being anything that is strange or weird or really needing an in-depth policy.
Gender is deeply significant to all of us, and how someone identifies should be respected and affirmed. The fact that most of us fit into the package that we're assigned to at birth, that we're supposed to act a certain way, that we're going to be raised a certain way, that we're going to fall in love with certain people, is convenient for us. It means we don't really reflect on what gender means. We, too, would defend the gender that we identify with upon reflection.
There's a great deal of physical variation with trans women, just as there is a great deal of variation between cis women. It is often stereotyped that trans women are tall with big muscles and big bones. This is as untrue as saying that cis women are small with small bones. Roller derby does not limit cis women's ability to play based on body type, nor should it limit trans women. The right to sport is not a privilege.
There was a whole argument of transgender players potentially being bigger, stronger, faster, something like that, and I think that's just bullshit because I want to play the biggest, strongest, fastest.
This is a misguided fear. All members of our league are upheld to the code of conduct. If there is a breach in conduct, that person would go through the regular course of conflict resolution.
I didn't want to be someone who came in and wanted to be like, I'm trans, you should accept me. It's a scary type of thing to go into a world that's just all women, not knowing if you're going to be accepted.
no problem with transgender skaters. You know what? I used to be an asshole. Now I like having fun.